Finally! After a little over a year we are finally doing this. Dragons. Well, maybe it's good that this took me so long because by now most people probably have processed their intense emotions that came with the ending of Game of Thrones. Alas, dragons. Legendary, mythical creatures that appear in many stories from all around the world in varying depictions depending on culture. What a sentence! Like any other mythical animal, dragons are sometimes useful and protective, other times harmful and dangerous. For simplicity's sake, I'll be focusing on the more Western depiction of dragons in this video. If you want me to discuss its Eastern cousin, the Chinese long specifically, just tell me in the comments and I might have prepared that video by around this time next year. Unless you really urge me to do it, and then you might get it sooner. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the origin of the word dragon, or etymology, if you're feeling fancy. Dragon is derived from the Old Greek drakon, which translates to a serpent of huge size, a sea serpent, or a python. Drakon basically refers to any great serpent, not necessarily a mythological one. Another possible origin for the word dragon is the Greek verb drakonta, which translates to watch, suggesting that dragons guard treasures. Now that we've got some sort of a concept of what a dragon is, what does it look like? Dragons are typically depicted as very big, serpentine or otherwise reptilian creatures. They are said to possess magical, spiritual or supernatural qualities. Dragons are supposed to have bat-like wings and a varying number of legs, ranging from no legs at all to more than 4. By the late Middle Ages, however, due to the widespread proliferation of bestiaries, a bestiary is a compendium of beasts, distinctions have been made between a dragon, which has strictly 4 legs, and a wyvern, similar to a dragon but with only 2 legs. In early European literature, dragons were actually oftentimes described as being smaller than humans, but that depiction obviously changed over time. Since the High Middle Ages, circa 1000 to 1250, dragons were being depicted as winged, horned, 4-legged, with a barbed tail and capable of breathing fire. Their features were snake-like. They had scaly skin, either 4- or 3-toed feet, spinal nodes running down their back, and a serrated jaw with rows of teeth. One very interesting variation of a dragon, and this is my favorite part of the video, one very interesting variation of a dragon is the cockatrice. A cockatrice looks like a 2-legged dragon, or wyvern, with a rooster's head. It is born when a serpent, and in some cases a toad, hatches a rooster's egg. And I looked that up because I was really confused when I read rooster's egg, because, you know, roosters are dudes, they don't lay eggs, right? I didn't suck that bad at biology, I promise. Anyway, the cockatrice is so venomous that its breath and gaze are both lethal to any living creature, except for the weasel. The weasel is the cockatrice's mortal enemy. And that, ladies and gentle ladies, is hilarious because just imagine it, okay? Tiny weasel, and then there's this giant cockatrice thing that poisons everything, and is chased around by a tiny weasel. Okay. Back to our regular dragons. I am going to include a little information on the Chinese long in order to create some contrast to the European dragon. Unlike the European dragon, the long are wingless. Similarly to the dragon, they are also 4-legged and serpentine. The long is said to be very intelligent and thought to have power over the rain. It's also associated with good fortune. European dragons, however, are oftentimes seen as evil and dangerous, and are associated with the devil. They live on cliffs or in deep caverns where they guard treasures. Dragons are proud creatures, but oftentimes lazy and greedy. They love gold and other valuables like gemstones. They're also known for capturing and eating humans, especially young maidens. Quite the lady killers indeed. And they're said to have a ravenous appetite. It's no wonder heroes would go to slay them in order to rescue a captive, or sometimes just to steal the dragon's treasure, or to obtain glory, you know, the usual stuff. Now, the dragon was a powerful and fearful opponent due to its fiery breath and sheer size, even though in modern stories they're also able to breathe ice or poison. In most stories, dragons were monsters to be tamed or overcome by saints and heroes. The modern image of the European dragon developed in Western Europe as a combination of the snake-like dragons from classical Greco-Roman literature, Near Eastern dragons from the Bible, and Western European folk traditions. They are associated with viciousness, envy, and pestilence. Yeah, I see you, Periite. Especially with the spread of Christianity, the interpretation of dragons turned more sinister, because they were associated with Satan, they represented Satan, and it was very likely that most Christians during medieval times believed in the literal existence of dragons. Dragon images were very popular in heraldry, and here they symbolized power and nobility, and triumph over Satan and his demonic forces. Uther Pendragon, the father of King Arthur, was said to have had 2 golden dragons crowned with red standing back to back on his royal coat of arms. The Welsh flag very prominently features a dragon. I mean, you literally can't miss it. It's a really cool flag. I wish my flag was that cool. Every flag wishes it had at least a tiny little bit of the fraction of the coolness of the Welsh flag, okay? You're not gonna change my mind on this, because dragon, okay? I love dragons. Well, the origin of the dragon myth is disputed among scholars. There are multiple theories. Dragons might be representative of some sort of primal fear. Humans' fear of snakes, to be precise. Other scholars claim that the myth originated in the discoveries of ancient fossils belonging to dinosaurs. Another theory is that dragons originated in folk myths, and are exaggerations of living reptiles, crocodiles for example. It's also not clear when or where stories of dragons first emerged, but they are dating back to the age of ancient Greeks and Sumerians. And they're still around to this day, having appeared throughout literature and pop culture like J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire, and J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. And many more. They are also in a bunch of video games like Skyrim, for example. Now, if you're a man of culture, you'll know what I mean when I say, don't kill Paarthurnax. Thank you. Well, I hope that I could provide you with at least some information you didn't know before. Why did people think that roosters could lay eggs? Then again, it was the Middle Ages. I guess we can conclude that cockatrices are definitely not real. So yay, let's rejoice! We won't be poisoned! Apart from the pollution in the air and all the chemicals and, well, everything. But it's also kind of sad because I really want to see a cockatrice fight a weasel. Okay? It sounds super cool. Okay. Until next year when I'll do another one of these videos, I honestly don't know whether I'm joking or not. Those are a lot of work. I learn most of my lines by heart, so yeah. Yeah. Well, but you can subscribe to my channel and watch my regular videos while you're waiting for the next episode, which of course you don't need to do. That would be nice. Bye bye. It's starting to rain. Maybe there's a lung somewhere and it's controlling the weather. I'm going home now. Bye. Well, I guess I'm also going to do an outtake video of this, and then I'm not sitting in the middle. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure that the outtake video is going to be longer than the video itself. God, it's messy. It's really messy. Okay. My wig. Okay. Okay.